Going on, family?
Hey, what's up, meatheads?
Let's make sure that everything goes up. It says we're live here. I'm waiting to see the little thing come up on there.
Cha. Are we gonna see us?
It should
up
show
in the
up
top.
up
It says upcoming, but there's always like a little delay.
there. Okay. So once you can see us, give us a little thumbs up because we do these lives a little differently, so we don't have all of this other stuff going on. It says, no, it still says up there that we aren't.
Let's see. Looks like people can see us.
Yeah, it says people can see us, so that's kind of weird. Let me pull over the chat on this side.
Maybe that'll help.
Can anybody see us? It's been a sunny day. Okay, let's go up here. Let's go to go live because it's not showing anything.
It says excellent connection.
Yeah, there we go. Okay,
yay!
Cool.
Hi.
Thank you very much. I don't know why there was like a delay on it showing up on our television.
It always stresses me out.
How is everybody doing? You wanna start off with like the Zoom thing? Because I know people are upset.
Yeah, well, we've got, bye, Caleb.
Bye, buddy.
It was close.
Yeah.
It was close right down to the wire, and we let it go until what, like 2:30.
Yeah.
And Livestream just edged it out, but it's cool because
The next thing we do is gonna be a Zoom.
we'll be a Zoom. We won't even put it to a vote. It'll be a Zoom. But I did see, I think it was Michelle. Mm-hmm. Stevens Williams had said that she doesn't like the live streams because she feels like she doesn't get her comments in. So we are on the lookout for you, Michelle. So let us know if there's anything you want to talk about, chat about, you have a question or anything. We're looking.
Yeah.
So we don't
and here's the thing about Patreon live streams. There's usually only about 30 or 40 people. Like right now there's 10 people in here.
Yeah.
So we're gonna give people a little while to come in. I'm sure people don't know how to get up in there. Let's see. Yeah, we can see who's in. So Lori is here.
Hi, Lori.
And Claire is here. And
Claire.
Jerry is here.
Hi, Jerry and Patty.
The warden is here.
What's
Heath
up, Shelly?
is here.
Hey,
Oh, Paul is here.
Hey, Paul. Hey, Jerry.
And Susan is here.
Hey,
Anthony is
Susan.
here.
Hi, Anthony.
Oh, Christopher's here. He said he didn't know if he was going to be able to
I'm
make it.
so glad that you got to make it.
Jason Butler's
Hi,
here up there from
Jason.
Canada. And MJ is here. Jerry said, hey, Paul, my boy Bale braced a hat trick yesterday.
Wow.
So do you know what a hat trick is?
I don't.
It's 3 goals.
Oh
Yeah,
my gosh.
In a game. Yeah.
In the same game.
Yeah.
Wow. That's kind of amazing.
Susan B is here. Let's see.
Hey,
Anybody else? Anthony, we said is here. James is here.
Hey, James.
Is this where all the cool kids on? Rihanna is here.
It is. Well, if you're here, it must be cool. Hi, Rihanna.
And let's see. Oh, Susan said to Shelly, it's a nice evening. They had dinner, and then they wanted to go to a local brewery, so we went there for a bit. I wish my daughter-in-law could have been here as well.
Yes, me too.
So basically, guys, if you're new to the Patreons, anything you want to talk about, go ahead. And we don't skip comments here because they're not flying by.
Yeah, by.
Unless when we read it, it's like not directed
Heath
at
and
us.
Shelly, like I know they know when they're doing their Friday night, which I'm sorry I missed it. I was over at my girlfriend's house. She's not keto, but she was being like, what do you do for keto? So she was.
Everybody's impression is steak.
Steak. So she just made.
But that's it.
She made so much steak. It was like it would fill a like a pasta bowl, like pot. If you were making pasta, she filled it with that much meat and
please tell me she didn't boil this.
She didn't, but it was the cutest thing ever, and I was just like. Thank you. I mean, I probably could polish off that much if given enough time, but I just thought it was really special that she was trying. Don't you love it when people just try? They try to get you on what you're about. I love that.
I love that Heath's comment said you just need to get used to comments being skipped. I think we do a pretty good job. You know, when you have a couple hundred people in a live stream and the comments are flying by, you know, and
but I was gonna say
we extend the live streams so that we can try to get to as many comments as possible.
It is it's tough, and like I've seen Shelly go, man, I know exactly when you're like, oh, because it jumps.
Yeah.
And then you're like, you're trying to find your place and you're
And
lost.
you're also trying to not read ones where some of you guys are just kind of talk back and forth and stuff.
Right. Like, I don't want to,
and then it comes out of context.
Right.
So we almost had to bail Rachel out of jail yesterday because I called her. We were in horrible lightning delays. My games were supposed to start at 2:00. We get there, and about 20 minutes later, like, first game is canceled. You're gonna have to come back tomorrow. Which I'm like, I'm not coming back tomorrow. And so we had to wait for our second game, which was supposed to start at, I think it was supposed to start at like 3:00. We didn't start until like 5:40. Very end of the game. Anthony makes a call over on the side, and this coach thinks it was trapped. And this assistant coach, who gotta be 6'5", weighs about probably 350 pounds, charges the field, runs at Anthony going, "You F," and just threatening him. And so we have flags on him. He's like, "Fine, eject me. I'm gonna see you in the parking lot," and bleeping all these things. And Rachel's like, "I'm on my way. Go get bail money."
Oh, Rhiannon is I was like super ticked off. I was like, don't
charge my baby.
Don't be coming after my kid. One time, parents chased Joe into the parking lot
Threw a chair over
with lawn furniture, and I was like, I'm gonna have to go to jail. Okay, so it comes up as Michelle Stevens, but it's Rhiannon that was saying that. So I am so sorry, like, if we ever skip your comment. So, like, I'm gonna be on the lookout. I'm gonna be, like, super intentional about making sure that I see you, because, like, I don't like it when anybody feels like I got skipped. Lori is here. Welcome. And I saw a post from Claire. She said, "I'm so excited for Ketopalooza, but my anxiety is telling me that no one is going to want to hang out with me." No. This girl right here, this guy right here, we want to hang out with you. So, like, do not, like, wait, let's go hang out. Right. Just go hi. Like, right up to us, because we want you there, and so many other people want you there too. And I know it's hard to put yourself out there. Yeah. Because you are worried, like, how long is this lunch table? Is there room enough for me? And yes, there is. Like, just kind of sidle and sit down. I mean, you have to be kind of proactive about being like, okay, I know I'm supposed to be here. That's the hardest part. Right. I can remember going to take tests at a college campus that we didn't normally go to. So, like, it would be my high school, class, and they would say, you have to go to this college to take this test because we're all going together into this auditorium. And so part of the problem is, like, I don't know where I'm supposed to be. Is this where I'm supposed to be? That's the first thing. And then where do I sit? So you're already coming into this knowing us. Right. Like, you're at the right place. These are the people that want to hang out with you. So I don't want you to stress out, because I've totally been there with that anxiety. Am I going to know somebody? Am I going to have someone to sit with on the bus? Right? And it really, it gets you nervous. Yeah. You got us.
So you just read Claire. As Maitreya said, I think it's okay to skip comments. There are so many and a lot of side conversations. So.
And sometimes we totally miss it. It's the worst is when we're like, yeah, we totally like we think we understand the joke and we don't understand the joke. And it's like, oh, that's not what they were talking about.
I did want to say, hey, so Michelle, one way, and we don't
Rhiannon.
tell okay, Rhiannon and Michelle. One way, we don't tell this to everybody because then every comment becomes it. One way that you can kind of get our attention when you're asking questions during the regular Thursday live streams is put @2krazyketos. Do the @ @2krazyketos, because when you do that, it shows up red on our screen. Yeah. So we don't tell that to everybody, because then again, everybody would do that, know. So but we do like to tell our Patreons,
but you guys,
go ahead and do that, because, like, Patreons are our priority. Yeah. We want to help everybody, but when you guys step out and say, like, hey, we want to help support you guys. That. We want to honor, we want to honor, your commitment to us. So let's see. He said, Joe, real friends stab you in the front.
Amen, right?
Love you, man. If I don't pick on you, then you would think I'm mad at you.
Is that good?
Oh, no. And it's funny because I have a friend, Shelly, who is very much like that.
Oh, my gracious.
And it's just, the average person, when they kind of step in,
they think
that he's
goodness.
insulting them. But once you get to know him, you know, it's just his sense of humor. He likes to kind of do little nitpicks, like Chris and I do that kind of stuff back and forth. And Rachel didn't even get it. Like for a long time, I would go into live streams on Chris and make comments, and she was like, "Will you stop? He's gonna start getting upset, and you're gonna hurt his feelings." I'm like, it's a guy thing.
Because
we don't
do that.
Yeah.
Like you don't come at a girl and be like, "You're ugly." Just kidding, we're friends, right? It's like, no, we don't do that.
Matreya said, "I am definitely a mother bear. Don't come after mine."
Yeah, seriously, right? Like you're so. I mean, it was a little extra when they were chasing you with folding chairs, but like, you know, sometimes, or they'll say like mean things. When he was heavy, it was really hard.
Oh yeah,
because he already was. You look different when you're running.
Right.
You even now look different. Your gait is a different gait than everybody else. And so then they would say things about
I run with a limp. I mean,
but they're mad at the call, and they would say something about his weight. And I did think I was going to spring out of the stands a few times. Like a lot of times I won't go to the games.
You won't go. You don't go to the games at all anymore.
Because it is just too hard
to there was
hear them.
One game where it was me and my friend who actually got me into officiating to begin with. And we're doing the game, and it wasn't a lacrosse game. I guess it was a football game. Yeah, it was a football game in Plantation. And so we're on the game, and we had 4 or 5 guys on the game. And Rachel is sitting in the stands with his wife.
Right.
And they're sitting up there, and they're just chatting away. And
am I chatter?
This game is very heated. And so
it's gonna
as we're winding down to the end of the game, we're kind of letting them know, like, hey, like when this game is over, run. Right.
And we're like,
and they're just like, and the game is over, and we're like running to the parking lot, and they're just like, and we're sitting here, let's go. Come on, like we're about to get killed. I mean, because that's what people say, well, like, how come officials run out of there? Because we're responsible until we get to the parking lot.
Yeah.
So it's like you want to get to the part, you want to get off of the premises outside. Actually, we're responsible once we get there, 30 minutes ahead, and then we're responsible for anything that happens in that game until we get to the other side of the fence.
He's just running, and both of them are trying to get their shirts off.
Yeah.
Because then they don't look.
We also don't want to have to file reports. So if there's a giant brawl on the field, we want to be in the parking lot in our car when it happens, so that we're not responsible for it anymore.
Why are you stripping on the field?
Well, I did say to all the guys last night, because we were getting some threats from people because they were 2 undefeated teams for 2 games in a row.
Yeah.
And so it was heated. And there were some very interesting calls, like plays that never, ever, ever happened. And they happened.
Right.
And one of them took a touchdown away. So on the way out, like I'm telling all the guys, like, get your whistles off. You know, they're all walking with their whistle, like dangling. And I'm like, first thing you do, game is over, take it off your neck.
Right.
Do you know why?
Because you can't make any more calls?
No.
Why?
Because what they do is a fan who wants to come after you,
people
grab his whistle and he can choke you.
Oh my gosh.
So you take the whistle off so they can't grab you. Yeah.
See,
the secrets of officiating.
See, I always work with the other side of kids, right? Like, so we don't ever have that situation.
But we did have a game on Thursday that, I mean, the team was so good. And I've officiated this team for 15, 16 years. And I went up to the coach and I'm like, out of all the teams I've ever officiated from your school, this is the most respectful, has more sportsmanship, has more respect for the officials than any team I've ever seen from your school. And your school is usually pretty good. Had them 2 weeks in a row and we didn't have 1 foul against them.
That's amazing. And I think that you guys and this, like, Meathead's family, you guys have sportsmanship.
Look at Christopher's comment.
You all haven't read one of my comments on a live in months.
That's because you've been busy.
How is work going? I mean, I know that's like a super different schedule. What are some of the challenges and what are some of the wins that you've been experiencing, Christopher, since, you know, going back on like the road and really just, I mean, you've got to be doing some things differently. And how's the house?
Oh, Claire said, I think it highlights if you put the word question too. I've heard people say put question, but I've never tested it, so I don't know. I also don't know if it works on a mobile device. I know it works if you're on a computer.
James says that he sent you an email.
I did see your email. I just didn't get a chance to answer it. Maitreya said, I'm totally fine to hang out with anyone.
Yay!
I'm on the dorky side, though. Fair warning.
I am hugely on the dorky side.
There's nobody, I don't think it's more dorky than Rachel.
Nobody.
Blaine is here. Licorice camping fear factor
Yay!
for Joe.
Hi, Blaine.
Christopher said, I was already bringing a friend with me to Keto Palooza, and now my brother and his wife got tickets to go.
That's a party, right? Like, it's fun. The drive is fun. You got, like, your family with you. I
forgot
love
about
it.
that drive.
It's going to be fun.
Yay! 14 hours of, like, Rachel making dorky comments.
I know. I can't help it. And singing.
Claire said, Maitreya, I'm a dorky nerd too. Okay, here's the real problem with driving with Rachel. Unless I can find some good audiobooks, and I do have 5 credits at Audible. Because I have a monthly subscription, and then I always forget to go find a book.
Right.
And so now I'm built up to 5, but I can't cancel my monthly subscription. Because if you cancel it, you lose your credits, which is nonsense. I'm like, I already paid for those credits. Why do I lose them? So you have to go find 5 books and then cancel. But if you drive in the car with Rachel and we're just listening to the music, she's the constant, let's change the channel.
Don't you think we should have karaoke?
No.
At Keto Palooza?
Definitely not.
I think karaoke.
That's because you have a good voice.
No, karaoke is not about having a good voice. It's about having a good time.
It's about having a good voice.
And if you're in it to have a good time,
no,
you will have a good time.
No.
I think that
I would have to be really drunk, and I don't drink.
I'd have to really be dead, and I'm alive.
Jerry said, any penalties for teams for coaches' bad behavior, suspended or lost points? I ejected the coach, and the guy who runs the league in that city, he came up to me and goes, did you eject one of my coaches? I'm like, yeah. He said, who? I told him. He's like, good, he's gone forever. He's nothing but a problem. So, and generally the overall league really has the officials' backs. If we eject somebody, there is no overturning the ejection or anything like that. We do have to give a report of what happened, but they're like, we stand behind the officials, which I'm glad for. By the time
Joe ejects somebody, it's like, it's bad. They tolerate a lot.
Yeah, but that's because I'm a kinder, gentler official now. I used to be really quick on the trigger.
Really?
I used to really be. My friend one time, we're doing a baseball game once, and the guy walked out, and then he took the bat from my friend. We were doing a baseball game. He drew a line in the sand and said, do you see this here? He goes, that's where your strike zone is. So my friend takes the bat back from him, and he takes that same line, and he puts like a little arrow on the end. He goes, you see that? He goes, follow it. You're ejected.
Smart Alex.
Susan said, I have a friend from high school that officiates college football, and his wife won't watch any game he is officiating.
It's painful. Once John Paul started officiating, I was really didn't want to watch.
Everybody and Anthony made him go to one game, and
Anthony was like, please, mommy, watch my game. And I'm like, they're yelling at you, baby. I'm going to like freak out on these people.
I will say this. If you have a teenager, 16 or older,
yeah.
Or a grandchild that age who's looking to make some extra money, have them look into sports officiating.
Anthony knew nothing about lacrosse. Neither did John.
In the state of Florida, they can start high school at the age of 16 as what's called a student official, where they can do a JV in middle school, but they make very good money. Florida is an underpaid state compared to a lot of other states, but even here in Florida, for a varsity game, they get like I think it's $130 now that we get for a game. For a JV game, it's like $80 for an hour and a half, 2 hours worth of work. It's a great way for the youth to, number one, make money. It helps them become a better adult because they all of a sudden have to go from being a kid to being in charge. Yeah. And so it kind of really helps their personality a bit. And it's a great side job they can have for the rest of their life wherever they move. Yeah. And Anthony's friends will come to him like, what do you mean you have a game? And he's like, listen, I mean, I enjoy officiating. When tournaments come around, I get $50 for every 40 minutes, and I do like 10 games in a day, and I go home. So it is a great thing, and we're losing officials constantly. A lot of the guys who really enjoy it, they're retiring out, and we need to get the youth to come up and follow behind them.
You also didn't start doing it until you were an adult. So just because, we have better mobility now. Yeah. That may be something that somebody in...
What am I? I'm 50 now.
When did you start
I guess I started...
lacrosse?
Well, I started football. I started football late. I was a baseball guy. And I didn't think I'd be able to do football because of my ankle. And my friend was like, you need to do it. You need to do it. You need to do it. I believe this is my 16th or 17th season. We have a guy who's been doing it for 59 years.
He is
59 years.
Not a super young person.
But he's still really good.
Yeah.
And he can move faster than a lot of the younger guys.
Isn't that amazing?
And then lacrosse, I guess I'm in, like, I don't know. I don't even know. I think I started lacrosse a couple years later. My football white hat was the commissioner for lacrosse. And he was like, come do it. And I'm like, there's no way I'm going to be able to run up and down the field. He's like, just come try. And I fell in love with the game and quit baseball.
Well, you may. So that's the thing. Maybe that may be something that somebody would be interested in doing.
Anthony said, hey, Joe, made your keto child chili yesterday. It was amazing. Jalapeno poppers for lunch. Maybe a TMI question, but could you speak to how to overcome keto irregularity, not an everyday issue?
Definitely something that is always on
magnesium,
our mind.
If you are having problems going, if it's just a lot of runs, take a look at the fats you're eating. If you're eating a bunch of MCT, that can run through you.
Sometimes
dairy. It's kind of usually just getting your diet normal. You know, if you switch it up a lot, and I get the same thing, though, TMI, I enjoy that aspect of it. Not the constipation.
Not the constipation, but like, yes.
Yeah, so, it's getting your diet regular. If you switch it up a lot, that will also switch it up. But if you're eating mostly meat, and not eating a lot of veggies, if you're not when we start eliminating carbohydrates and grains and corn,
you don't have to go as often.
You won't have to go as often because your body is utilizing more of that food. And I know for Rachel, like pre-keto, she was like, I have to go 3 times a day or something's wrong. And so when even now she'll be like, well, I haven't gone today. And I'm like, so you only ate steak yesterday.
And you just had meat. And because you don't have as much waste because what you're going is what your body's not utilizing. And I think I got it more in my mind when we started doing like more keto food for Tabitha, because I was used to a medium-sized dog, like pooping a lot.
Yeah.
And then when she is like a giant horse and does not poop that much.
And she's not like keto, but she eats a grain-free food. So it's got like some sweet potato and stuff in there, but it doesn't have all the grains, the corns, and the fillers.
But it is not like it was before.
But yeah, I actually just went up and cleaned down the backyard, and it's been like 3 or 4 days, and I think there were 4 piles.
4 piles. And I'm telling, she's 115 pounds?
Something like that, yeah.
So that was crazy. So sometimes my mom also gets upset about it.
Christopher said, I don't like working away from home again. New house is great. Old house is sold. Sawyer's baseball is what kept me so busy driving back and forth for baseball, and it's been every Thursday.
Yes.
Been there, done that. When we got married,
dedication.
I lived at the baseball field 40 to 50 hours a week. Both boys played. I umpired usually like 2 games a night. I'm saying before we got married.
Oh, yeah.
I lived there. And then we got married. Rachel stayed involved for a little while. She joined the board for Little League for the district. And then we just decided we needed to focus on blending our family. The kids were older, no longer playing. And so I just kind of put that behind me and just focused on officiating. But I know what it's like to have to live at that baseball field when you have a couple of kids playing.
Yeah. I mean, and it's not a cheap sport. The boys would come and be like, I really need this bat. And it was like, that's a $300 bat. Like, do we definitely need this bat? Especially if you get into travel ball and stuff.
It was funny. Yesterday, I caught the one team putting like sticky substance on the ball. When the ball got there, it had sticky substance on it. And I'm like, you're not using this ball. He's like, what? It's conditioner. It's sold by Wilson. And you're supposed to wipe it off. And it was a rainy day. And he was like, well, they wouldn't sell it if it was legal. I'm like, that's absolutely not true. It's like the keto space. It's like the food companies. They're going to sell it to you, and they're going to tell you it's okay, but it's not okay to eat. And I mean, they make visors and everything when you're not allowed to use any of that stuff in high school.
It's kind of funny that it's like, this ball will make you a better athlete. Just like this, this extra stuff will make you better keto.
Maitreya said, I thought there is karaoke on Friday night.
Is there? Is there for real? What got my hopes up is Autumn. Autumn is going, like, she knows. what is awesome. So I had my hopes that like if there's ever a chance for karaoke, it will be at Ketopalooza because autumn is magical and amazing.
Yeah. Yes. Christopher said, I miss having my full kitchen right next to me at lunchtime every day. One room over.
Yes, I know. That makes a huge difference. What is your go-to now that you're back on the road and not being able to make lunch in the moment? Because that's the thing too. You don't necessarily have to even meal prep so much if you are at home.
So yeah, Shelly said, excited to see everybody sing. And he said, karaoke is already set up for Friday.
Yes. It's my birthday. Yes. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. We're gonna.
Miss Ray says, since my hearing is imperfect, I can't sing. I'm so bad at it.
Nuh-uh.
Good thing I have other talents. Don't worry, you're not as bad as me.
No one sings worse than Joe, and he's gonna sing duets.
Thanks a lot. No, I am not.
Sing duets with me.
You will not get me up there. No, you will not.
Let's see.
Claire said, Jerry, I hope there is a way for all of us here at Ketopalooza to connect with the virtual participants. Knowing autumn, there will be.
Absolutely.
Somehow. And Jerry said, that was one reason I resisted doing the virtual, but I did. Jerry said, I saw Walton's doing a video today on making jalapeno poppers on the Blackstone, way different than in the oven. It was interesting.
Heather and Phil Gift do theirs in the smoker. Mm-hmm. And again, it's like you get a different cook on the bacon, but you get the smokiness, which is really nice. Mm-hmm. But I think we lean on the air fryer a lot because it just gets it so crispy and it's fat and it's so fast.
Yeah.
Because it takes a little longer on the smoker.
Okay, so Anthony said that he's doing keto chow twice a day and a small lunch for like 3 weeks. I don't tend to change it up. That might be the issue too. If you're doing 2 keto chows a day, what it is, it could be. Try doing a prebiotic. Also, are you taking a lot of outside electrolytes? Because there's already a bunch of electrolytes in keto chow. So if you're doing 2 a day, you're getting 2/3 of everything you need there. And if you're then doing more magnesium on top of it, that could be causing some of it too. I can tell you that when we did the keto chow 7-day challenge, when I first met Chris, I experienced some bathroom pyrotechnics for about a week.
Well, it depends. Yeah, well.
But that's when we were doing 3 a day. He's doing 2 a day.
But is it constipation versus?
No, I had pyrotechnics.
Yeah, but his.
If you're doing 2 keto chows a day, I'm going to pretty much guarantee you it's pyrotechnics and not constipation. Debbie is here, said, I've noticed my body is regulating in the best way. No bathroom pyrotechnics by having the correct diet. It's so nice.
It just has to get off my brain though. My mom would say like for like the first year at least, she's like, I feel like I need a can of spinach or something. I need something to go. And because it weighs on their mind. We had spent so much energy, like, have you had your prune juice?
Right.
You know what, you've got to be eating a bunch of apples and apple juice. Like it was always like, go, go, go.
Okay. So Christopher said Sawyer's starting off travel ball and he has the $350 bet. And he said they were trying to get me to help umpire this fall season, but I just don't have time for that. It is a lot of time. Is he playing Little League right now or is it a different league? Because Little League actually, it's supposed to be. I'm not saying it's always this way, but it's supposed to be that the umpires are all volunteer. Because you know that. You were on the board for the district.
I was going to say it's been a long time.
So a lot of leagues do go pay, but Little League is set up that it's supposed to only be volunteer umpires. And when you go watch the state tournaments and the districts and the Little League World Series on TV, those are all volunteer umpires. They actually, when they go do the World Series.
Oh yeah, I remember because you did some of the.
You actually have to get picked to go, but you have to fly yourself up there. The only thing you get is lodging, and you're staying in a dorm with 20 other umpires.
Is that really a benefit?
But you have to take 3 weeks off of work. I mean, everything in Little League is volunteer, which is really cool. Well, or at least that's how a league's supposed to run.
I was on the paperwork end where you're trying to make sure, like you're.
What was your job? Oh, you were the secretary.
Yeah.
For the district.
So we were trying to make sure that if this team would get to the next level, that their paperwork was perfect. and could
Tournament season.
show the validity of where they live and why they're on this team. And if for some reason, like, they live in Miami, but they're on this Tamarack team, like, why are they in this city? Like, oh, it was a lot of paperwork.
Blaine said, hey, Too Crazy Ketos, have you tried the new Coke Zero formula yet? If this is highlighted, it works for mobile devices. No, it's not highlighted, but we do immediately see Too Crazy Ketos. So I'm good with that.
That's good. I can see
but
it.
if you on a computer, it shows up. Oh, wait. Let's go back over here because we're on the wrong thing.
If you're on the...
Yes, it is. Yes, so it works from a mobile device.
It does.
Because I'm looking at it on H2R graphics right now because that's what allows me to highlight here. But we do see the Too Crazy Ketos. Susan said, my son played football and every evening from August to November was spent at the field.
The moms should get a trophy. I'm sorry. Parents and dads should get a trophy for how much time our butt is in a bleacher, okay? That is not the most, like, happiest place to be. And usually, because you're in the sunshine for a lot of these sports, it's like how much of the back of your leg, like, I mean, this is a non-scale victory. The back of my leg still does not grow hair, okay? Because my thighs have been, like, burnt off by, like, bleacher seating and also, like, our car seats.
Well, one thing, and I do want to get back to Blaine's thing, but one thing, your kids never played football. Your kids played baseball.
I was afraid of them to play football.
Okay, well, here's the thing. Baseball, soccer, other sports, you show up for a game and then you leave, except for when we had the tournaments. Now, when we were dating...
I never left.
No, well, that's because you were volunteering.
Right.
But when we were dating, Rachel actually drove up, and John Paul was in a travel tournament at Disney World, and she drove up to watch his tournament, which, like, you didn't like that either because you didn't like the way the coaches treated him.
I know.
But in football, you're generally there all day because you got to find a place to sit around the thing. So, you start off down here. They have a 6U, a 7U, an 8U, a 9U, a 10U. Well, if you're in the 10Us, you got to get there at 8 in the morning so that you can pitch your tent to be around the thing, even though your game isn't starting till about noon. So it's
crazy.
like an all-day event. Okay, so Blaine, have I tried the new Coke Zero? I didn't even know there was a new Coke Zero because I really don't drink that kind of soda.
I feel like we're all of a sudden
unless
in the
we're
80s.
Like on vacation.
Remember New Coke?
I know. I drink mostly Zevia, which we have to go
Crystal
to Sprouts
Pepsi?
tomorrow because Sprouts, it's buy one, get one free.
Yeah.
But we tried it when we were in Omaha, and it is very good. I don't notice a huge difference, but I don't like the can.
I love the can.
The can is the same color as regular Coke.
It's so pretty, though. I'm going to buy it. Like, I'm just be very intentional when I, like,
It's really
purchase
pretty,
it.
but it's really easy to grab the sugar one.
Pretty.
And I kept thinking, like, is this a sugared Coke?
Pretty trumps it.
Matreya said, I want to be surprised at a sports equipment price. But then I remember
I am the most expensive sport.
Cycling.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness. So I was thinking about you this morning because right in front of our church, they do a lot of, like, the group cycling down University Drive. Mm-hmm. And there is, like, I don't know how you're talking
about the one on Sunday mornings in Parkland?
It's amazing. It's so beautiful.
There's probably $1 million, no kidding, driving down that road.
I don't know how you keep at the same pace with someone and you're so close.
Yeah.
And they keep a formation that is absolutely, like, it reminds me of, like, the jets going over Fort Lauderdale Beach. I mean, sometimes it's like they'll do, like, a triangle, they'll do, like, groups of 3, and then it's like 5 rows long, and they're just like, how are you so synchronized? I would be knocking him out and the guy next to me, like, it would be bad.
Rachel said, the warden said, there is talk that you, Miriam, Autumn, Lynette, and Shauna are singing together.
Are we in a band? I'm all for it.
He said, fun fact, karaoke translates to tone deaf.
That's true, right? Because as soon as you put, like, at least you're not have headphones on usually when you're karaoke, but in those boots, when you put it on and you're like, what I think I hear versus what everybody else hears, don't say anything because Caleb's not here, but he's the most guilty of that, right? Because he'll be singing while he's doing, and he has his headphones on.
Caleb may actually have a worse voice than that.
It's so bad, but he is just belting it out while he cleans.
Yeah.
And it's like
it is a little bit like
Tabitha's like aroo.
Maitreya said karaoke for your information. ABBA new release a couple days ago. Keto Palooza remind me to tell you about my ABBA related traffic stop.
Oh, I can't wait. I love ABBA. I was just listening to them yesterday.
He said I make my ABTs in the oven, smoker, and the air fryer. All 3 ways turn out great.
What's your favorite
Air
though,
fryer.
Heath?
Air fryer.
Well, that's you, but that's not him. Maybe he likes something better.
Christopher said, luckily I have an apartment 1 mile from work, but
Nice.
lunch still has to be really quick as only 30 minutes, sometimes microwave beef bowls, but lunch is usually quick burgers, salmon, or pepperoni and cheese.
That's good.
Oh, Caboodle is here.
Hey, Brian.
Said, great afternoon, you're all. Karen and I can't wait for Keto Palooza. I'm currently having popper emergency. I have plenty of bacon and jalapenos from our garden, but we're actually out of cream cheese eek. I'm not, because every time I go to BJ's every Sunday, and for the last 4 weeks, they've had Philadelphia on cream cheese with like a $4 off coupon. So I just keep buying it because that is the cleanest cream cheese. I have investigated because I was trying to get like the whipped ones, and they have so much garbage. The Aldi brand had some extra stuff added. The Publix brand had extra stuff. So I was like, fine, I'm going to pay the extra 50 cents or whatever for the Philadelphia.
Cases in the it's like
so
we're running out of
there's
fridge
like
space.
16 blocks of cream cheese in our fridge. Yesterday I was at my game. Rachel calls me because I was in like a 5-hour lightning delay. And she was like, hey, I'm on my way home and I'm going to go to Walmart. Do we need anything? And I was like, well, you know, we have a bunch of jalapenos left because you bought like, I don't know, 100 of them the other day for some reason. But we don't have any bacon because I haven't had a chance. Well, I haven't had a chance to get to Costco to buy a big pork belly.
Yeah.
And we make them until there's no more bacon left, and then we eat them every day. There are 4 left. We are not. Are there any more jalapenos left?
No, but there is 14 cases of cream cheese.
I'm fine with the cream cheese.
It's dip for the every day. We're gonna dip it.
No more jalapeno poppers till Vegas.
Like, I'm gonna get the sweats.
Because next week's Keto Palooza, and then it's beef, butter, bacon, and eggs after that.
Wow.
So you won't be able to have any more. Well, maybe we should eat some jalapeno poppers.
Any excuse. Any excuse.
Anthony said it's definitely not pyrotechnics, but 2 keto chows a day and 3 Redmond relay. Oh, it's definitely not pyrotechnics.
I told ya.
That is interesting.
Because usually keto chow is like, moves like a white tornado.
Yeah, your body is probably just utilizing everything. I don't know, when you say you're a small dinner, I don't know, what are you adding into the keto chow? It's a lot of it's trial and error.
If you're doing the heavy whipping cream, sometimes I have problems with that.
Yeah.
Which is why I love it.
How much stuff are you adding in there? I mean, because if you're doing 2 keto chows, that's 300 to 500 calories right there. And if you're doing a small lunch, maybe you're under eating and your body's just utilizing most things. And again, if you're not having a bunch of grains and stuff, there's not much left over. I think Dr. Berry even says like every other day is perfectly normal on like a carnivore, ketovore kind of lifestyle.
But that messes with me.
That messes with you, I know.
Goat cheese. Yes, use goat cheese.
Yeah.
If you're out of... We have not done that yet, and now we have too much cream cheese to go through. But like, we need to do the goat cheese because I'm a fan of goat cheese. I know that's not everybody's cup of cheese, but like that's my cup of cheese.
Now I'm gonna put it back up. Christopher said Sawyer's now transitioning from 8U to 9U, so he's going into kid pitch.
Oh, that's so
He's
exciting.
8.5, so not yet little league, but it would be volunteer to do it for this league.
Oh.
So Caleb played baseball 1 year. 1 year, it was coach pitch, but it was part of Little League because Little League does have coach pitch. And so I was coaching. We put him on Anthony's team. And again, I'm running the league. I was the president of the league. And I will just never forget. Caleb has never played baseball.
He's an indoor child,
ever.
He will explain.
He like literally goes up to bat. He's facing the wrong way. The glove is on the wrong hand. He's the kid that you stick out in like right field because nobody is ever hitting the ball there.
Right.
Right?
And he's like, please don't let him do it.
And he gets up, and I have to stand up for this.
Uh-oh. There's
He
a dance.
gets up. Okay, and I got a light here. So he gets up, I pitch the ball to him, and he swings all the way around. And he goes, oh, next one's soccer.
Yeah. He's like, okay, I guess I'm not good at this. Like, let's try harder. Let's just go to another sport.
Oh, gosh. I didn't even think about it until Christopher said that kid pitch. Brian said, all I have is black and Parmesan currently. Karen is out on a bike ride, so waiting for her to hopefully bring home some.
Oh, how nice.
Let's see. Claire said first kid pitch games are forever. They are.
Because you're trying to be patient, but you're like, by the last kid, you're like, please hurry up. It's like when you're at like an academic awards at school and your child's name, you know, either their last name is like I grew up, my last name was Warren. So we were like waiting forever to get to my name. Or your last name is something where it's like A, and like you're like so done, but you're continuing to have to clap for the rest of the class, and it just feels like it's forever.
Renee is here saying, am I on now?
You sure are.
Susan said, I tried the new Coke Zero when you guys were here in Omaha. I don't drink soda very often. So I'm pretty much only drinking Zevia. I did get back into drinking a bunch of that kind of soda, and I'm like, I need to get away from it. I need to buy the Zevia. It went on sale, and just when it goes on sale, that's what I get, and I just have to, like, you know what? My health comes first. I'd rather pay that extra money for the Zevia than the other kind of soda and have all the chemicals in there. And that's why we found that Milo's iced tea, which I love, and I do really like iced tea. But most of the local ones, well, he's inspired me with the watermelon. I keep forgetting to do that, though. But most of the local stores that sell like brewed iced tea that is like sugar-free, they add like caramel coloring and stuff into it.
It's got a lot of junk.
What's the point?
Right.
Let's see. Renee said, had some difficulty because of changing banks.
They keep changing our banks.
Yes.
I don't even know what is it.
I don't even know the name of it. It's like Trust something.
Trust me.
I tried to log into the bank account and it's like pulls down a new app and then I got to go re-verify everything.
Fun.
So Jason's here said, I spent my entire youth at judo tournaments. Man, getting there at 7 a.m. for a weigh-in and then sitting around for 8 hours for 2 to 3 matches.
Wow.
Can't imagine how boring it was for my dad.
We just need to like call our parents and be like, thank you. Thanks, Mom. Because like I know how much we put you through. Caleb did karate.
Mm-hmm. That was before me.
And that, I mean, he really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But I think that's so cool. I've actually thought about getting into karate as an adult because I just think it would be fun. Or, well,
you are like, I love you, but you are like the most uncoordinated person.
I know, but it would help with my coordination. So like,
or you're gonna break a leg.
So like Cammie and Phil, they do like Brazilian jiu-jitsu because they're from Brazil.
Right.
And so I thought about joining.
He's really good at it.
I know he's really good, but you know what else? He's really patient. So I know that like he'd give me the benefit
I am not patient.
of the doubt.
Blaine said it's really scared me. It tastes so much like regular Coke. I don't know if I could pick it out in a blind taste.
Wow.
I can't even tell you the last time I tasted a regular Coke, but yeah, it is pretty up there in sweetness and really does taste like a sugared soda. But again, top on the fact the can looks like a regular Coke. Like I liked the black Coke Zero can because you can distinctly go, that's Coke Zero.
I totally get it. I just can appreciate how pretty the can is.
Renee said just walked out of Candyman. Meh. Yeah, did you know they made another Candyman?
They did.
I don't think you're going to beat the original one.
Only say it once though. Now from now on, you've said the word. It's like Beetlejuice. You don't say it 3 times.
One more time.
No. Don't risk it.
Susan said swimming was the same way. It was an all-day affair. My parents had 12 years of swimming.
12 years of swimming. It's like a second job. The extracurricular activities, it's like a second job for parents, yep. Right? It's seriously. And I have to give props to my sister-in-law. She was at a lot of the kids' stuff too. And I was like, man, I did not thank her hard enough. Like, this wasn't even your kid.
Right.
Like, you're here as much as I am. God bless you.
Well, she was showing for Anthony's stuff. I mean, and that was like when we were dating. She was showing up for Anthony's stuff.
God bless these aunts, uncles, and cousins that are all in for the family.
Yep.
I love that.
Brian said, I was doing Taekwondo with my son. A tournament day was an event. He'd be done by 10 a.m. or so, but then my matches wouldn't be until at least 4 to 5 for some tournaments.
You're literally living there. That is a good I find like those are a good place to start like bringing in good snacks. And it's so challenging. You know what was my least favorite volunteer thing? And this is before keto. Team Mom. Team Mom Week stunk. There is no snack that you could bring for kids that like every parent was okay with. There was always something that no one could agree on.
Do you remember we had one kid on the team with
so
Anthony
hard.
and Caleb, and they had a bit of ADD. And the mom, it was her week to be team mom, and she shows up with those like 3-foot long pixie sticks that are about that wide. And I'm
like,
sitting going,
why are
your
you
kid doesn't
bringing
have
this?
ADD. Your kid's got sugar issues.
It's
and she's
just-
like, oh, he has one of these every day. I'm like, no
This
wonder.
can't help the situation, you know, but like but even when you're really trying, you just don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Like it's so hard as a parent, and whatever you pull out of your cooler, somebody has judgment about.
That's right.
And here you are all day long and you're thinking, this is my Saturday or Sunday and this is my like off time. You work so hard during the week, and then here's your extracurricular stuff. You just want to enjoy your kid. And there is a lot of judgment
Right.
about what are you packing for the kids? What are they drinking? What are their snacks? And then there's a lot of pressure on the children too, to be like, I remember one of the cool kids on their team got into sunflower seeds, like cutting it up and spitting it everywhere. And all of a sudden, like my kids need to be spitting things all of the time. So it's just like, that's a really hard layer for them.
Yeah. Maitreya said, I get nervous in pace lines and prefer solitary or just small casual groups. I run a beginner women's group, and it's the best because they have no bad habits.
Isn't it so much better to start out and like teach them from the beginning than to like try to fix broken? Right? Like,
Renee said, director of Saw Conjuring, and another has a new one coming next week.
Claire says, I think I might eat bacon for dinner. That is never a bad decision.
Oh, Christopher said, cream cheese and pepperoni is a pretty good meal. Good way to get rid of cream cheese. Yeah, what you can do is you can take pepperoni. If you have like a 12 muffin mold, like, to make like cupcakes, put the pepperoni in there and then put cream cheese into the pepperoni. Get them, like, either line the muffin tin with pepperoni or get the big ones.
We haven't made those in a
You
while.
put it in there, you put a dollop of cream cheese, put a little bit of cheddar cheese or some kind of cheese over the top. And then they make great fat bombs, and they're really, really good.
So
you know what else is good with cream cheese?
What?
Peanut butter.
What is the name of the movie that's coming out?
Well, Candyman just came out.
Okay. Now we've two. We've said two.
That was actually 3.
Well,
Because I read the comment, and then I said it, and now I just said it again.
Shauna's here. Hi, Shauna.
Shauna said,
How's
hey,
Rhonda
everyone, I was
doing?
on the phone with Rhonda.
I love the friendship that has been made.
Anthony said, almond milk, water, and butter. Not a lot of dairy anymore. You could have a problem with almond milk. Again, it's an elimination thing. Malignant.
Will be
For me, new one is malignant. Will be on HNA Lax. I don't know.
Is Malignant the name of the movie?
Oh, by the way, I did skip over it by accident because he said the jalapeno poppers, whatever's on his plate.
Ooh, Shelly, they're making
lobster rolls for dinner.
How nice.
He said easy. I played right field.
There you go. Renee said, got a new tat yesterday, made a trip to Sam's and had to return stuff today for smaller size, then took myself to a movie. How nice. I saw that you were going to go get your tattoo. Did you post pictures of it? I didn't see today if you'd posted pictures of the final product.
Christopher said, beginning of the spring this year, Sawyer was the kid they hit out in the outfield and didn't hit a pitch first practice. That's not the case anymore.
Yes, I know that you work with him too.
Brian said, wait, you got a tattoo at Sam's?
Yeah. It would be, you know what the thing is? It would be big. It would be a big value size. It would be a value size
Susan
tattoo.
said, my son is left-handed and someone once tried to borrow his glove and they were a bit confused.
They were like, wait a second.
Oh, Maitreya said, I fell in the Zevia trap. Costco got cases. I haven't been to Costco. We need to go to Costco now.
I didn't even know they had Zevia there.
I didn't even, well, that's my point. I'm going to have to go over there. Because we are going to Sprouts tomorrow. I buy one, get one free.
Sprouts.
But you know what the problem with Sprouts is? Buy one, get one free, but their price is like $1.50 more than everybody else. So it's not really buy one, get one free.
How much gas are you getting there?
He said Sprouts has them buy one, get one free, 6-pack. I only find the creamy root beer at Sprouts, and I only have them in a 10-pack. Yeah, ours too, and the 10-packs are on sale for $7.49. So I'm going to get 2 10-packs of creamy root beer if they have it, and then 6 packs.
Renee said, yeah, Brian, Sam's has 38 tattoo packs on sale now. Right? Like, I need to get a tattoo here. Yeah, but you can only get 3.
I really do want a new tattoo. I'd like at least a shoulder connect, like what's on my back shoulder, connect here, come to like here. And every time I look at Rachel, I'm like, I really want to do it. She's like, let's go do it. She wants a new tattoo. And
I want a new tattoo too.
I could think of so many things that I would rather spend $1,000 to $2,000 on.
But here's the thing, like none of them.
But I want one really bad.
But none of them are gonna last forever, like a tattoo will.
Just
saying.
I know.
Amber,
yeah, but
what's up?
I'm paying for the pain. That's the fun part.
Yeah.
I like to be able it doesn't hurt.
How are you doing, Amber?
I've got a high pain tolerance. It still hurts.
She says, my daughter does competition dance and we have practice for 4 hours, 4 to 5 days a week, but I love watching the girls. That is awesome. But that's a lot too. And you have to be ready for their competition on competition days.
That's right.
Like that is... It's go time.
Claire said, I went to Whole Foods the other day and they did not have the 0 sugar milk. I was so excited to try it.
Oh, no. That makes me mad because I bet you probably made a special trip to get it. It's like, why are you not here? Why are they not in more stores?
Hey, can you read this for me?
No, I can't say it. I see it, but I can't say it. Blaine. I'm going to say his name.
Yeah, Brian said, I totally think Rachel needs to do Crave Maga. What is that?
You think so?
I don't even know what that is. Renee said you have to be looking in the mirror or a reflection to say it 5 times. I thought it was 3.
Wasn't it 3 before?
Well, we're looking in the camera and we see a thing, so we can go.
No.
He said, even pre-keto, too many Coca-Cola, my teeth hurt afterwards. No other soda ever did that.
Wow, what's going on there? That your teeth hurt afterwards, right?
I started ruling out drinking Coke on a regular basis.
After they told you to clean the car out with it.
My buddy who was a mechanic goes, watch this. And there was like all of this corrosion on the battery. And he takes the can and he pours it over and he just eats all the corrosion.
And he's like, what is that doing to our
He's like, you can also strip your furniture with it.
Or you could drink it.
Okay, Rihanna said, that's me. No kids of my own, but I keep super busy with my nieces, nephews, and godchildren.
And that is so precious for them. It matters because let me tell you, the boys would look and see Aunt Becky and be like, you have to be here, Mom and Dad. You are legally required as parents to be here, but that woman is volunteering to be here. Right. It is different.
Shauna said 3 of my brother's 4 kids played lacrosse, 1 in football. This auntie drove to a lot of games.
God bless you. That is so, so important. Just to feel like, and I think once you put that investment that they're just visually seeing and making the connection, that aunt is always there for me. That uncle is always there for me. That cousin is always there for me. My godmom is always there for me. My godfather's always there for me. Then when they have an issue in life as they get older, that's the person they just naturally go to anyway. Right. A lot of times when they have like the big talks, sometimes it's not even with mom and dad. It's they just want to ask a question without any judgment and like setting off the parenting alarms. So they go to the godmother or they go to aunts and uncles because like you're still a safe space that's always there for them.
Right.
It's so good.
Amber said, I make protein balls for my daughter and her teammates.
How nice. Now, what do you put, like, what do you do with that? Is it like a nut butter and stuff? Like, what do you make with those protein balls?
Susan said, you are a good auntie, Shauna. When my niece lived in Omaha, I went to a lot of soccer games. Now I have to travel to Maryland to watch her, which I do once a year.
Now that is, they should do, like at the beginning of games or tournaments, one of those things like you do when you're trying to give prizes, like who's the person who drove the furthest to be here?
And an official? No.
No, not as an official. I'm talking about like...
as an official, we're going to veto that because like we are on a time schedule.
I think it'd be cute.
And listen, I mean, they get upset. Like, we did a game the other day, and they're like, well, we have to announce the team. I'm like, this game was supposed to start 10 minutes ago. No, we're not announcing the kids. You were supposed to do that before.
Get in there. But I think that they should honor the the people.
They can, so long as it's done before
Before.
game. Yes. Renee said, I bought a bottle of Dasani water at the movie. Why does there have to be stuff added in water?
It's seriously.
Exactly, right? I was so upset when I finally, one day I was looking at a bottle of water, and this is, I mean, we stopped buying bottled water, and the reason we got the Berkey is because we started learning about the phytoestrogens in the plastic, and especially down here.
I left
even if you never leave it in your car here.
I did though.
We're in Florida.
And it tasted weird.
Those cases of water are on the bottled water truck going to the grocery store
it's hot.
all day. But one time I pick up a bottle of Zephyr Hills, which is what our local spring water, and there is Zephyr Hills Springs here, but that's not what most people buy. They have Zephyr Hills spring water, and then they have the bottled water. Well, the spring water is like $2 more for 24 packs. Everybody buys, and the only one that's ever on sale is the other one. It's like $5 for a 24 pack. When I turned it over, I looked at the bottle, and it says, bottled in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And I'm like,
Zephyr Hills is like...
There's no spring in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. It's literally tap water. From Fort Lauderdale, which is not very good, run through a filter.
Yeah.
Okay, and then in this tiny little print, it says filtered water. And I'm like, well, it's not even spring water. So I'm paying $5 for what I can do in my own house.
I've got filtered water.
Shauna said, thank you. My brother had divorced and the kid's mom almost never went and drove or even cared, or it broke my heart for them.
That's so nice that you showed up for them.
Yeah. Shauna said, pepperoni and cream cheese and cheddar baked. OMG, young.
It really...
Candyman.
Don't read it. I'm going to stick my finger in your ear.
Candyman. Oh, we need one more. Renee said, we tried going to a game of our knees, and we were like, nope, and left.
Like, it is hot, and I'm going.
Oh, that's here. Said,
Vets.
I am a bit late.
So glad you're here.
Christopher said, it's the Maple Hills. I found them on their app and stalked the Kroger between my house and work for about a week and a half until I found it. I am drinking a lot of that milk. It's really good.
It's really good. Like, strangely good.
Jerry said, our lunch today was sliced deli ham and Colby Jack cheese melted in the air fryer. Voila, ham rolls. Little mustard and mayo.
Why are
delicious.
we not doing it? We
just ate a bunch of lunch meat.
But I'm just saying, we need to dip it in the air fryer. We have not done that, and that sounds like really, really good. Now you've made a salad with like a hot topping.
Was it Shauna that put up the hot dog fries that you're now addicted to?
Shauna, those are so stinking good. And we got really thin ones.
We got that's Sabret's dirty water dog, the ones that they use for dirty water.
I call them that. So gross.
Because the longer they sit in the water, the better.
And they're real long and thin, and then
they're thin, and we cut it in quarter.
And it was like
it makes them like shoestring fries.
Shoestring fries, and they're really, really good. Really good.
The only problem is I can't figure out the macros on them because you lose a bunch of fat in them. That's what you're losing.
They get good and greasy though.
Yeah.
And crunchy at the same time.
Brian said we only have 2 Krogers local, but I will be stocking them more now. I want a Kroger.
I know.
Susan said, and that is so sad. For a year, I picked up my niece from a daycare because my brother was in Afghanistan and my sister-in-law is a nurse.
That is tough, that schedule. My gracious.
Oh, Jerry said no Zevia at our Costco, unfortunately.
Dang it.
Let's see. Jerry said, I've been wanting more ink for a while now. I've been wanting it for years, and I know exactly what I want, like a bunch of flames with a dove and a lion.
I want a sparrow on my foot.
I just don't want to spend the money, but I really want it. But I don't want to spend the money. One year I was driving one niece, my brother the other, told my nephew, so sorry I keep missing your games this year. He said, Annie Shauna, you come to more games than my mom ever. I love you.
Oh, how nice. They noticed.
Jerry,
no,
Candyman.
No.
Christopher said, milk was the hardest thing for me to get rid of when I started keto. Having a 0 sugar milk the past week or 2 has been amazing. Okay, I'm so glad that we were able to find that.
My mom is loving the peanut butter collagen in that zero milk because she's like, it is a delicious
Oh, that reminds me, if
shake.
you are interested, I think tomorrow is the last day of the Perfect Keto 4th of July.
4th of July.
Labor Day sale.
Get your fireworks.
Renee said there was a game as a kid to say Bloody Mary 3 times in the mirror.
I remember that. I totally remember
Jean
that.
is here. Said,
Hey,
so sorry I
Jean.
came in so late. We are still traveling, and today we visited one of my wife's good friends.
Well, don't be sorry for that. That sounds like a great day.
Oh, okay. So Brian said Krav Maga is Israeli martial arts.
I'm so in. I am so in for that.
Jerry said Coke and Mentos. Do you remember Anthony with that?
We used to
He
go-
did it.
we did-
And he blew up a bottle. He put it in a bottle and then closed the bottle, and it exploded.
It exploded off the top. That is a fun. Like I would buy a Coke for that still.
We actually, oh my gosh, we have to find that. We have a video of it. Right?
We do.
I did it outside. I
was
did a
just
video
thinking,
of it.
You'll have to put that in.
I have to find it. Renee said, when I worked at a gas station as a teen in Northwest Florida, folks bought bottled Coke to get the love bugs off the grill of the car.
I bet that would work.
I
I
think-
totally bet that would work.
Let me see some videos.
No.
It's right here.
Do you have it?
I'm almost positive I have it. Oh, no. Oh, I have it on the other computer.
We'll have to get it, but
I do. I have one where it was like with Caleb, and we were doing it out in the driveway.
you can't go in that search right now, Joe. We'll lose him. He'll be down the rabbit hole.
I thought it might be right there in the Photos app.
Renee says, when I worked at a gas station as a teen.
Oh, I
that's
read
what she
that. I
said.
just read that one. Maitreya said pronounces
Krav
Maga.
Maga. It's
Okay.
a blend of martial arts for aggressive self-defense and fighting. I am so in for some aggressive self-defense and fighting. I'm going to be aggressive. Aggressive. With a capital E, yo. Like, aggressive.
Amber is here, said oatmeal, vanilla, protein, honey, peanut butter, and mini M&Ms. But I make a healthy one for me with just peanut butter, protein,
How
and
nice.
SF chips.
That is like so much effort, but to make a homemade thing like that, that's a really nice extra effort thing to do. What a great team.
Yeah,
mom.
Blaine said most of the things you can do with Coke, you can do with vinegar.
That puts a lot of things into perspective.
Claire said, just in case anyone did not see my post, Pork and Good is having a special on 8-packs this weekend if you need to stock up on pork
Which I
rinds.
do because I don't have enough of I like the salt and vinegar ones.
Yeah.
Like really a lot. And the dill pickle. They have the seasonings. There's seasonings too. The dill pickle seasoning that they have. I'm straight up addicted to
Renee
that.
said, ew, that's what I want. Water filtered from Spring Break Haven of Fort Lauderdale.
It's Fort Lauderdale is exactly right. It's like funky, like funky monkey, funky.
Maitreya said, I'm pretty sure it was designed in Israeli and utilized by the military. I would need to validate that by looking it up, and I'm not doing that now.
That is so cool, though.
Renee said, not dirty, just you dogs.
It's like
Dirty water dogs are the best. It's a New York saying.
Can we
It's
just call it
because
something else?
All of the carts, they are clean.
Want some dirty food
and
from
sanitized
would you like a dirty
every
food
day.
out of my personal cart? This has been in my home.
You
I not weirded you
act
out
like
enough?
that water is not changed for a week. It's changed every day.
You're the one calling it dirty.
Because what happens is you start the beginning of the day and you're putting the hot dogs in, and the
get how it
longer it
works.
sits all day long, you keep putting in fresh hot dogs. It gets more of the beef taste in it, by the end, the hot dogs at the end of the day are better than the ones at the beginning.
Can
of the
we
day.
call it soup dogs? Or something.
Those were my favorite. The Sabrett hot dogs out of the local hot dog cart. I never wanted them on
Call
the
it
grill.
amazing dogs.
No,
amazing
dirty water dogs.
Amazing water dogs.
And the dirty water dogs are generally skinless, so they even soak up more. He said after living in that hotel for 4 months, we became really efficient with an air fryer.
Right? You guys could be like, you need me to make you soup? I could put it right in the air fryer and like make soup out of that because, yeah, we got to make it work.
Oh, Amber said I bought a Blackstone this week for our anniversary. I'm going
nice.
to grill some burgers and make some protein-sparing modified fast buns. Happy Labor Day.
Happy Labor Day. What are you guys fixing for Labor Day? Like that was usually a grill out time.
That's the
for
store
us.
that I can never remember the name of. Shauna said, I sent Rachel a pic. I found the zero sugar milk at my grocery outlet for 77 cents.
I know.
It is $5 for a half gallon here.
She had to send a picture because I straight up thought she was lying. And I love
But
you,
that's the
Shauna. I know
store.
you don't lie, but 77 cents?
I want a
flipping
grocery
amazing.
outlet. Like, is there a grocery
Paid
outlet
like $6
anywhere?
for that milk.
Is there one anywhere on the drive from here to, like...
Let's find it.
I need to find a grocery outlet between here and Louisville.
There has to be
gotta
one,
be one.
right?
I want to go to that store so bad, but we may need a U-Haul to come home.
I'm all. Are you kidding? For 77-cent milk?
Ves said I have to check my outlet store for that, Shauna. Renee said after Hurricane Ivan, we used the MRE heat packs that were dropped to us and shook in bottles of water to throw and explode. Simple, no power for 2-week entertainment.
Well, seriously, we used to do that with the camping food. Remember, we would go to like Bass Pro Shops, or you'd go to Cabela.
Yeah.
And the boys would get that. And they're like, I just want to see the reaction. And then they'd be like, more food, Mom, more food. I'm like, you are not hungry. You just want to play with the food packs.
So since we've been married, we've had 2 hurricanes come through that have knocked out power. The first one is at our old house, and Rachel's idea of hurricane entertainment. I mean, our neighbors, when we moved, they were like, hip, hip, hooray!
These people are so trashy.
The guy that's driving a diesel truck that runs on peanut oil coming from Five Guys, he's gone, so the neighborhood doesn't smell like McDonald's anymore. And the lady who took chairs, laid them out in the front and put a tarp and filled it with water. Like, you know the tent that your kids make inside of the house?
We made it outside.
She made it outside,
with
but
water.
Inverted it with a blue
hot.
tarp and had everybody sitting in this tarp as a pool. And then we moved here and we had one storm we had no power for like 6 days. And literally Rachel was living in the pool.
We were living in the pool.
She just lived in the pool. She's like, I'm eating lunch in the pool. I'm eating dinner in the pool.
It was hot.
I'm watching TV in the
hot.
pool.
I will say.
Uno.
Okay, so Uno Splash is like the best game. Like, it is so cool, and the cards are really awesome. It's on Amazon. I think we mentioned it before.
You have to buy new ones every year, though, because after a while, they just stick together.
Scuzzy. But, like, it is such a super fun pool game because you can only play so much Marco Polo. You can only, and like, lose your mind.
We couldn't do that if we had a hurricane now because
swimming for so long.
Now Anthony and Sarah, Tabitha never wanted to go in the water. Never wanted to go. My fault, because when she was a puppy, Rachel and I said she's supposed to be a water dog. So we took her in.
She wasn't ready.
And she wasn't ready. And we just carried her in. So she, they say that the way you train a lab to go in the water is you take them to a lake and put their toy on the edge and they start walking in.
Don't go swimming.
We just took her into the deep end.
He's just holding
she
her.
Didn't know. Anthony and Sarah taught her to go swimming. Now you can't go in the pool because when you go in the pool, she's like, I'm in here with you. The entire 4 hours, I'm just going to swim circles around you.
Yeah. And fetch for hours.
He said, oh my gosh, when I worked at Whataburger, we would use Coke to clean the grills.
Wow.
Lori said, I need some help. I've lost nothing, pounds or inches, in over 3 months. Okay, so Lori, hard to know without, send us an email.
Send us an email, what you're eating, what you're doing.
Send us an email, at Joe or Rachel. I think you even have our other emails.
And that's for any of you guys.
Yeah, any of you guys, send us an email. Do not use twocrazyketos@gmail.com. Okay, because that gets lots of stuff and it gets filled, and I try to answer everything. So either send it to Joe or send it to Rachel at 2crazyketos, or you can send it to, I'm pretty sure if there's not, I will set it up. There should be one at like Patreon at 2crazyketos. There should be one like that. It should, when you get your Patreon email, it should have that in there, but I will double check that it's actually working.
So yeah, if you want us to take a look at what you're doing.
I'm going to look in here and see if we have that one. But what I was going to say for Patreon, it's on my other computer. You can do Patreon at 2crazyketos. I'll make sure that's set up when we get off. But no, for Lori, how many calories are you eating? Like, maybe you hit a stall because you're under eating. You may need to do a reverse diet. You may need to just do a major change up. Do a week of like an elimination where you only eat one thing and see maybe something is causing a stall that you're having a reaction to.
Show us how many times you're eating, what you're eating, what a day looks like for you, and like what are your go-to things and snacks.
And I know that happens for me. If I do the same thing for too long, my body just like shuts down. Like when I did like OMAD for too long, all of a sudden I started gaining weight, even though I didn't change anything. And as soon as I went to eating 3 times a day, the weight dropped off. So sometimes we just need to change things up. But I'm curious how many calories a day or how much fuel you're actually eating.
We are having, I just was thinking about Rhiannon because we had talked about hot flashes. And I wanted to let you know that, like, I talked to Dr. Fit and Fabulous when we were in Omaha, and that video is going to be coming up
this week.
And so she talked a little bit about like what we could do. And I was thinking also, if you were interested to like send her an email too with like follow-up stuff. I need to also, because we just grabbed her in the moment, but I forget she is a keto OBGYN. And so she had a lot of good information about hot flashes, because I'm all about getting the information.
Well, she mentions it to you in the video. So,
but I just want to make sure that I said that.
Now that you're mentioning that video coming out, so we have a bunch of videos filmed. I am trying to get better at editing ahead of time. And one of the things we're gonna start doing for you guys is try to put them into Patreon early for you, so that you guys kind of will get to see them a day, 2 days, 3 days before. So as I edit them, I upload them, Rachel previews them to make sure I didn't do something stupid. And then we're gonna just put them in there for you guys to watch them, and then we'll have them released on another day.
Well,
like there's that one right down there that's coming out on Wednesday.
Oh, yeah.
We did, today's was the keto cups, which we filmed that I think we filmed that before we even went to Omaha. And then we didn't even know about the Reese's one. Literally Reese's, we found it last Monday, and that's way in the video. I'm like, this is coming out tomorrow. And it lined up, and then somebody said something about Quest, so we went and found the Quest peanut butter cups.
Well, because
which I was shocked.
Actually,
have good ingredients.
Yeah, I was really impressed with the Quest. And spoiler alert on the video, but
Patreons.
But yeah, so they should get the spoilers. But the Reese's came about because Becky's pastor just discovered that he's diabetic, and he had said, I'm so excited about this. Finally, I get, Reese cups for me. And so she was like, hey, looks like there's 0 sugar Reese cups. And so we're like, okay, cool. And he's taking them. So she was really glad to kind of get that information to him as somebody new to the diabetic space. Like he just got diagnosed. And so he is, at least we could get him that information,
right?
And then like hopefully steer him out of that.
And then I also found, when I was looking for those, they came out with 0 sugar Jolly Ranchers, which really excited me because I loved Jolly Ranchers.
Well, and I got my braces off, so I can have them now.
And the Jolly Ranchers are actually made with sorbitol, which is worse than maltitol.
It's like they're hitting all the high notes here.
Okay, Maitreya said it's the hot dog oil and the meat coloring that changes the watercolor. Hence dirty water.
I know. It just sounds like don't make me think dirty.
Oh, Renee said, when I
Flavorful.
visited New York, the locals said not to do it. Dang, I wish I tried a dirty water dog. I'm telling you, they are the best. And
how about make your own, but then you know
different.
They're not dirty.
It's not the same. No,
it needs
it's not the same.
million hot dogs.
It's got to sit in that water with the other 50 to 100 hot dogs in there all day.
It's
cooking.
It also needs to be on a corner, like put it on a curb.
Yeah. Oh, like
sitting outside.
I grew up in New York, right? I grew up on Long Island. I was always in Manhattan, especially once I could drive. By the time I was 15, 16, I was always in Manhattan, go to plays. Nothing tastes better than roasted chestnuts off of a New York or roasted, like where they would have the pretzels that were always burnt, but something made them taste good because they came off of a street corner in New York.
Maybe you just like eating street food. I just like eating floor food. Okay, is this food been served by a mustachioed gentleman sitting on the corner? Then no, it's not delicious.
Blaine said, hot dog soup sounds tasty.
Delicious cuisine.
Jason said, we have our grandson for Labor Day. Probably be too tired to grill anything fancy.
Aren't they bionic? Tell me that a toddler or preschooler cannot run faster. They need to put them in the Olympics and just race them. I challenge anybody to run faster than a toddler that's trying to put something in his mouth and you just ask him the question, what do you have in your mouth? Gone. Just...
Christopher said, my wife asked me how much I was paying for the sugar-free milk because I was drinking so much of it. I told her, I don't know. I haven't even looked. I honestly have no idea what it cost me. It's about $5, but honestly...
Depending, or 77 cents if you're Shauna.
Regular milk is not cheap. It's like $3 down here for a half a gallon. Yeah, it's not. So it's not that much more expensive.
Yeah, I think a half gallon I saw in the store, it was like $4 at Aldi.
Oh, Shauna's like, we have 2 grocery outlets in town. North Napa wine people, too good to drive south.
Dang it.
Like, just rub it in, you get 2 of them.
Get all the cool stuff.
Renee said, it's seriously nuts the things y'all come up with when you're out without power for a long time, like pools with tarps and truck beds.
So I saw they had in Aldi, of all places, you know how like they have that aisle and you get like special buys and they're not selling food, they're selling stuff that you're like, do I need that? Maybe I need that. I just bought like a little pool for Jenny that was like a travel pool. And I couldn't believe I even saw it in Aldi. But another thing...
That's what that picture was from the Thursday live stream.
But the other thing that they had there was a truck liner pool. So it was your... And I was like, where was this when I was making my pools in the front yard? It lined your whole truck and it becomes a swimming pool. We totally would have used that. We did do the... like the poor man's slip and slide using the Dawn dish soap and the tarps.
Yes, we did.
And those were awesome. But it did attract like questioning neighbors of like, hey guys, let me show you all of the real estate in cities adjacent to this city that you might enjoy living in. Like, and not here, maybe.
So Renee wanted to know, what video is it that you get mad? It's this one.
Did you put it in? It looks like it didn't hit. Did it?
No, it's because this is all the way in the bottom.
Oh, okay. There you go.
See, because we're looking here.
Oh, okay. So
Shauna said, I have Uno Splash. Michelle said, thank you. I'm looking forward to that. Susan said, I'm going to do a consultation with Dr. Jamie. I went to their grand opening on Friday, and I had a DEXA scan while I was there. Very eye-opening. Claire said the Reese's video with the bleeping was great.
I straight up almost pulled it.
She had no idea I was going to. It literally, I was so angry in the moment. I'm like, don't eat this.
There's a moment.
That reaction that you see on her face, like, was genuine. Which pretty much everything we do on video is genuine.
Well, I thought we're scrapping this video.
There was no way I was scrapping it.
Because I was like, young man. Your language though. So I said, the only way we're keeping it is if you cover your entire face. Like, I don't even want to see the letters coming out.
Renee said, how about a drawing just for Patreon?
That's a great idea.
We can definitely do that.
That's a really good idea.
How about, you know what I have?
What do you got?
Do some comments.
That's a good idea. I like that idea. He just like, oh my goodness, it is Reese's, not Reese's. I know, I can't help it. I will say, just a fun fact about me, my best friend in elementary school, her great-grandfather actually invented the Reese's peanut butter cup. That's the family, Reese. So it was kind of cool. And she still, every single Christmas, is given by Hershey's all of the new things that are up do you think this will be popular? She's one of the board members that decide like, yeah, I think people will enjoy this. I need to email her and be like, did you help out with this stupid 0 carb thing? I guarantee you she didn't, because she, obviously would want to celebrate like the traditional recipe.
Box? Where's the premium box?
It's inside of that. So we can get it out afterward if you want.
Wait, I got another one.
He's looking. We'll find something. Christopher says those 0 sugar Reese's have been out forever. See, we never even saw them before. They just used to have a different name. I haven't been able to watch that video yet. I was surprised when I saw y'all had it though. Yeah, that was the first time that we were aware of it. So if you're out and about and you see something that you're like, I would like to see a video about this, like let us know. We had people that requested the Quest Reese's. No, I mean peanut butter cups.
Yeah, that video. They were like,
"Can you please do something about that?" So we did. So if you let us know about a product you want us to do a video on, we will.
Okay, so I have this.
Yay!
Nobody claimed this, or no? I don't remember what. I just have it.
We have it.
Okay, so it's this whole box. So you got a chocolate,
Chocolate.
couple of raspberry cheesecakes,
Okay,
strawberry
strawberry.
cookies and cream, pistachio, snickerdoodle.
How do you do it? Do you have?
No, we're not gonna do it on here. We're gonna do it.
Can they put a comment?
Like, what do you mean?
How are you gonna do it?
I'm gonna figure that out in a minute. I'm looking to see what it is, and then we're gonna do it in Patreon.
Okay.
We're gonna do it in Patreon. We're gonna do a giveaway inside of Patreon.
Awesome.
Okay.
I'm
A couple
learning
of
something
cookies
new.
and cream. A
Caramel
caramel macchiato.
macchiato.
3 of these keto bars.
3 keto bars.
And then the recipes. So it's an old Chow Club box from I think like 2 months ago.
Yeah.
We'll
So
give
let's
this away.
do it.
We're gonna do it. We're gonna just give it not for here. We're gonna put it for all of our Patreons.
Okay.
And we're gonna do it. So just watch the posts. That's a great idea.
That is
Let's
a great
start
idea.
doing a
We're gonna
month. You know what? We're gonna start doing a monthly giveaway for our Patreons.
Just for Patreons.
Just for
Why
Patreons.
shouldn't you guys get more?
And I'll throw in somewhere I have a tub of Relight. I don't know what flavors I have left, but I'll throw
Let's
in a
do
tub.
it.
I'll throw in a tub of Relight.
We have not licked it.
No.
Nothing.
No, we'll find
We will
we'll
never
find
s-
we'll
we will
find an unopened
We
tub.
will never send you anything opened.
Yeah.
We love you. We're
So
not.
let's do that. That's a great idea. I don't remember who it was, but let's start doing a
wanna say it was
monthly
Claire.
giveaway on Patreon. Companies do send us sometimes it's going to be something big like that. Sometimes it may just be something small.
But let's make it happen.
If somebody sends us something where there's like 20 things and we try one and everything else is still wrapped, maybe we'll do that because we don't use a lot of the stuff. A lot of times we just give stuff to Rachel's mom or to Becky and stuff like that.
we just give stuff away or to people at church.
Yeah. Anthony said, I appreciate the information so much. So grateful to both of you for your content. You've helped me so much.
Thank you.
So again, for any Patreon, whether you're on now or you're watching this on replay, I will make sure that there is an email set up. If it's not working, we will put that in the Patreon, make a post up on top. There's a special email for you guys. If you have any questions, you can email it. Again, you can always email Joe or Rachel at twocrazyketos.com, but we want you guys to know you guys are always our priority, and we will try to answer questions for you. We're not going to give you medical advice because we're not doctors or nurses or health professionals or anything like that, but we'll tell you our own experience or what we've learned or try to point you to somebody like Dr. Barry or Dr. Jamie or something like that.
This isn't even medicine, Rachel. This is just hot chocolate mixed with Kool-Aid.
Renee said chested roast nuts.
Chested roast nuts.
Susan said crock-pot hot dogs. Not the same. No, it's not the same. There's got to be like 100 hot dogs in there all day long.
Susan gets me though. Can we call it that at least? Can you call it crock-pot hot dogs on the side of the corner?
It's not a crock-pot.
Let's just call it that, okay?
Amber said, just make a
settle
crock pot of
that
hot
one.
dogs for a church event and eat the leftovers. What you need to do is take the leftover water. You take the leftover water.
Drink it.
Take it.
Slam
I bet
back.
it tastes really good.
Would you drink hot dog water in a crock pot after, even from your own home? Forget about like a potty. Are you gonna go for a party and bring and then drink it?
Yeah.
Like double dog.
Claire said, Christopher, they just got on the zero sugar branding train. It's the same old crappy ingredients as they've always been. Which is, when we tried that zero sugar milk, I was like, when I just saw zero sugar on it, and again, we do try to not look at ingredients.
Yeah.
If we see a product that says keto or see a product that says zero sugar, and sometimes we'll look at the macros. I'll turn it over and I'll look at the macros and I'm gonna be like, yes, somebody's gonna buy this, so we're gonna review it. Or I'll look at it and be like, wow, those macros are so bad, but somebody's gonna buy it because it says keto.
Right.
We will get it. But we try not to look at ingredients until the review. And when I saw that, I was thinking oh my gosh, what are they doing to this?
So to
not have sugar
when
in
my mom was growing up, they were very poor. And so for Christmas, they would usually get an outfit for church, and then they would get their favorite drink, their favorite type of nuts, and then they would get their a favorite candy. And so my father, after they got married, continued that tradition, and she always got those same things with her her stocking. So I remember 20 plus years ago, the first Christmas that after she had been diagnosed with diabetes, in an effort to support her, we got her every single the Russell Stover's type
she live on the
of
toilet?
sugar, and she was like, thanks for the diarrhea, guys. Like, I literally thought it was like Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. It was like, I'm not going to survive Christmas because of this. But we were trying to help her. We were trying to be like, this is the alternative. So, like, yeah, I guess those things have been around for a while, but it was just...
If you haven't seen it, go watch Keto Connect's video on sweeteners. I can't even imagine what they went through when they did that. And I think maltitol was one of them.
Taking one for the team.
Yeah, no, I'm not willing to do that.
Paul,
I'm sorry, he left. We missed him. He said, mate, he's gone. It's 11 p.m. here, and I have to go to bed. Sorry to bail. Everyone, enjoy the rest of the live stream of the dynamic duo.
Aw, I love Paul.
Renee said, trying to chase Davra when she gets a June bug in her mouth, and she's a greyhound. So even fast.
Oh my gosh, yes. We need to race a toddler versus her in a race when they've got something in their mouth.
Yep. Anthony said, lived on Reese's on cups on no sugar and Russell Stover and Atkins products before I knew the evils of maltitol.
Yeah.
And again, so one of the things, and I think it was even Christopher's brother said that, like, I did a glucose test with it and I only had like a 10-point increase. But again, that's the whole idea. The reason they can say it's safe for diabetics is they're not saying it doesn't have an insulin reaction and it doesn't raise your glucose, because it does. It just does it over a slower period of time, a longer period of time. It's a slow
like 2
increase
hours
of glucose.
Later.
So whereas sugar is going to spike you really quick within 15 to 30 minutes, maltitol is going to increase your glucose, but over a couple of hours. So if you're a diabetic,
you're like, oh,
your
I'm
body
good.
can sort of handle it, but it can't handle the rest of it. And again, if you're like me, I'm the person that, like, I'm not going to eat yet. It's not time to eat. But, oh, look, there's a peanut butter cup sitting there. Let me have one. It's 50 calories. But now I'm having an insulin reaction and I'm increasing my glucose. So that was kind of silly.
Yeah.
And, you know, now that we've discovered Maria's protein pudding and I can have a big cup of this or one peanut butter cup.
Which we are having tonight.
We are?
Right? Yes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because that's actually in a vlog. Little secret, if you don't want all the allulose, you could use a liquid sweetener. Just eliminate all the allulose, eliminate all the swerve, and then you can use liquid monk fruit, liquid sucralose, or liquid stevia, and it comes out just as good. Just as fluffy, just as thick, and you don't have any of the sugar alcohols. Renee, Shauna said, bleeping aside, I appreciate how passionate you guys are for us and products.
I appreciate how passionate you guys are in supporting us as Patreons, because that is just absolutely unthinkable to us that you would bless us that way and like help us to continue getting content out and hopefully reaching more people. But that is gas in our car to get to go to Ketopalooza, and that's, you know, new camera equipment and even just like the plaster to get the walls fixed. Which I need to finish in here so that we can turn it into a studio.
Being sick really like put me behind.
Punched us in the face, but like it's that all of those things help.
Yeah,
it really does.
It really does. Anthony said the Reese's video was incredible.
Thank you.
Blaine said, love to see Joe drop a pre-measurable S-bomb.
It's so
presumable S-bomb.
And I'm glad that Grayson didn't hear you, because you know that'd be the only thing that he would hear and want to repeat.
Brian said, ooh, fun fact, when University of Missouri was doing their research on using DEXA scans in the early 1990s, I was one of the techs on the research project.
Really, Brian? Like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. Did it rhyme with shirt? Sorta.
Renee said, I've always used Reese's and Reese's interchangeably. It's funny. So our white hat, Anthony's on my varsity crew, and our white hat is a hospital administrator. So he does like all the billing and he oversees the whole hospital. And so Anthony had, I forget, it's a certain type of like a cyst that was right below the skin on his, but right on his knee. And it was about that big. It was pretty decent size.
It was gross.
And they think it was either like a splinter that went in and just it formed water formed around it, or it was like an ingrown hair.
Huge.
And so one of our friends from church and one of his friends was like one of his mentors is a radiologist or a tech, and said like, hey, I'll come on in, I'll scan it for you. And he scanned it. And then there was a surgeon who said, hey, I will take it out for you for free because I love to cut people open.
I just love cutting people.
And so Anthony was telling our white hat, and he's like, first of all, I've never met a surgeon that doesn't want to give you a bill. But he's like, as a hospital administrator, I am cringing at the thought that you had a radiologist and a surgeon saying, I'm going to do this for free. Because my job as a hospital administrator is to get all the money.
Yeah, which he said it was not cancerous.
That is so good. Yes. He didn't tell me that, so it's nice to know. Oh, Mick did. Okay. Christopher said we compared all the keto peanut butter cups we could find. We only like Chalk Zero, Quest, and Lily's.
That's a great idea.
Like as a little pre for you guys, I was very impressed with the Quest. We were very impressed with the Quest.
Honestly, I went in there because they've barely been upping their game because there used to be some like stuff in there that just didn't set right with my tummy. Mm-hmm. And now I'm having a good shot with them.
Blaine said the August Chow Club box. Can you give me that down there? The oven mitt?
Yeah.
So for those of you who don't know, so the September box, well, I'm sure you all know, but the September box had an oven mitt, but I guess that they needed to order more. So the later orders that came in, they get this one instead of the one that you saw on that video where it's soft on one side and silicone on the other. So we were giving that one away. And so I asked them, can you send me an oven mitt? I actually like this one because now I can have two because they're the same.
You can burn yourself on both sides.
Well, no, it's silicone, but inside is cloth.
Oh,
but
okay.
It's silicone, but they're longer. So I can use these on the grill. But Steve thinks these are cool because he is like, you can like, say he wants to have like an oil fight with these.
I feel like we should not do that. Like, yeah, I think that it would be dangerous. I think that this is
It's me and Steve.
I think that it's just like children that you're like, let's get into a slap fight. And it's like, it's fine until someone gets injured.
It's me and Steve.
It's all fun and games.
What could go wrong?
What could go wrong?
Yvette said that's an awesome giveaway. Thank you so much. You guys are awesome.
What? Relight?
Yeah, what? Relight?
Keto chow bars?
Keto chow bars.
Oh, keto bars.
Renee said, I want to try the watermelon relight. I don't have any extras of that. I can tell you that.
And
I know that.
Pina colada.
And I don't know if I have a pina colada. I have to look and see.
I feel like I saw one, but we'll try.
Generally, like the watermelon and the pina colada, I rip those things open.
I like the mango.
I don't even think we have an extra mango. I think we have a half
Sucks to live in the land of not being able to win giveaways.
I know. I really wish they would open the border so you could get back over across the border. It really stinks.
I feel like that for Mary too.
Brian said those were the keto bars that matched up with one of the recipes in the chocolate box. Yes, somebody said it's the August box.
Yeah.
Let's see.
You just don't know how to spell. My autocorrect has been working against me again. I thought we had settled it, but for whatever reason, when I dictate something or even when I'm typing, it has happened where I would be like, have a great day, honey. And it'll be like, have a great day, homie. And I'm like, I did not send that.
Yeah.
Or I'll be like, happy birthday. And autocorrect like either won't work.
I dictate a lot, so some of the text messages I send, and then I read them.
It's like, what did I say?
And I'm like,
yeah. It's like I was trying to say meet me here, and I just said like meet me at the salad bar.
Yeah.
What?
Matreya said, I like the relight watermelon and the lemon lime, but not the rest so far. I love the watermelon, actually. It's probably my favorite.
That's his favorite for
Strawberry lemonade was weirdly neutral to me.
Right? You're kind of expecting it be very tart.
Shauna said, mango relight is life, so good. And I did half mango, half pina colada relight the other day. Yeah. Shauna is like
she's a
the master at mixology. Renee said, I bought a pork butt at Sam's, debating making it in a crock pot or low and slow in the oven.
Low and slow. What do you like better? Low and slow or in the crock pot?
A pork butt, I like, well, it depends. If you're not gonna smoke it, I'd make it in the crock pot.
Smoke
it's
'em if you got 'em.
faster. You could put it, I make it in the pressure cooker. Because it's just like having it in the crock pot, and then you put the pork butt in there, put some barbecue sauce in there, let it go, and everything just kind of soaks in there.
I like it that it becomes like a candle in the house when you have it in the crock pot.
Oh, Claire said the giveaway was a vet's brilliant idea.
That is a brilliant idea, Vet. Thank you.
Christopher said, I was wondering why my brother didn't tell me Keto Chow had bars. Just put keto bars
we just put
in there.
Probably we just tucked it in there, and then they stayed there.
Well, John had the keto bars was the first, and it was right around the time with Keto Chow. So John and Chris became pretty good friends. So they've always had keto bars inside of
their storefront. Yeah, they have a lot of stuff. They have pork. They stock Redmond. They stock Porking Good. They stock Oh Hello Bakery there, and they stock keto bars. Like you can always get those stuff. So if you live in the Utah area, if you needed another reason to just go visit and hang out with the Keto Chow bunch, I don't even need another reason because they're awesome. Yeah. But like, but they have all of those stuff just like grab and go, which is fun.
Kelly said, thank you for the product videos. I had eaten them and had terrible reactions. Please stop someone else. Which is Kelly. Why we do it. Okay, so we put out the one today and somebody did make a nasty comment saying like, well, maybe next time you go to Costco, you should go to the meat aisle and do a meat review because that's just all healthy food. I'm like,
I don't know what to
understand.
do. Like, here's bacon.
The
Have you
reason
tried it? It's amazing.
We do product reviews is we got duped. And there's so many new people that see keto and they don't understand labels and we're trying to help. And we're not even saying you can't eat any of this, but at least know what you're eating.
Right.
I mean, it's, again, when you know better. Guess what? I sometimes eat pork rinds, especially thanks to Chris and Miriam, who I know aren't on tonight. They introduced us to those baconettes, those queso baconettes. So sometimes I eat some pork rinds where the seasoning has some maltodextrin, but at least I know. I know it's there. I know what it's going to happen to me. I know, you know what? It may affect me a little bit. It's only a little amount. But at least I know it's there. I'm not saying you can't have it. I'm saying, no, it's there.
Right.
You know, that's our whole thing.
If it's trying to sneak in.
But if they're putting a bunch of junk in there and people are going like, I don't understand why I'm having inflammation. Well, because you're eating a bunch of wheat that you didn't even know.
So Brian says, I'm thinking like a 20-quart stock pot with like 10 hot dog packages on a simmer mat for about 8 hours and just let it go. You would be making tomato sauce.
That sounds good.
It actually would probably be really good. If you added spices and stuff, you probably would get some sort of like a
No
sauce.
spices. You just want the beef.
I like the chili kind of sauce. No. And then you could use it that would work good for those little cocktail weenies.
Yeah. Shauna said, New Year's camping fear factor, hot dog water. That's a great idea.
Oh, yucky yuck.
So Renee wanted to know from Maitreya, what do you think of the mango and the pina colada? Watermelon is always my top flavor pick. So
Shauna says, I think I just threw up in my mouth.
We're going to be filming our electrolytes video. And so I have down there.
The Element.
Well, the Element.
Element tea.
I ordered a bunch of Element. Again, we're not sponsored or anything by them. We bought it all, but again, I want it for the video.
Because people
and I also bought the watermelon. What's the other one? The one we used to drink. It's sitting down there. It's
Ultima?
Right there, Ultima. Because again, my go-to flavor is always watermelon.
And we just want people.
I was gonna buy grape, and I figured Rachel wasn't gonna drink it.
Because I know Heath and Shelley like the flavors of Element tea.
Ultima is really good. It just doesn't have as much electrolytes as the others. And me, I'm all about bang for the buck.
Because it's not like if Redmond does not have like the flavor you enjoy, I would rather you find something you do enjoy. You're never like, gosh, I can't talk about other ones if like it's not Redmond because that's Rachel and Joe's favorite. It's totally a taste is subjective thing. We just are wanting to make sure that we're looking at like how many grams is it in there. I mean, or are you getting a situation like when someone messaged us about it was water and they were selling it as electrolytes for like $40. Remember that? And it was
it's in the video.
And they were like, it's so delicious.
I won't buy it.
It doesn't even, they're saying it's so delicious. It doesn't even taste like there's anything in it. And it was like, because there wasn't anything in it.
Right.
And so, you know, if that's the situation, you want to make sure that everybody knows.
The other one I'm waiting on coming is the Keto Vitals. The one I did not order that we talk about in the video is the one from a famous doctor. And the only reason I'm not going to buy one that I refuse to use. I'm not going to use it, and that's only potassium and no sodium. I won't buy the water. I'll talk about the water one because I can give you all the documentation, but I'm not going to spend $40 on what's basically filtered water.
We could show you a picture of what it looks
the
like.
Redmond, I will use. The Element, I will use. I've thought about getting a coupon code because I do know people like it.
Yeah.
But I would do it only to get a coupon code so that they can save money because I just don't use the Element. Not that it's not good because they do have really good ingredients. For me, it's just value. It's a bang for the buck.
Heath and Shelley, don't you have a coupon code for Ultima? I feel like you had a coupon code for Ultima.
So Amber said, I don't know, we asked for one a long time ago and they wouldn't give us. They said they don't do it because they only really sell on Amazon. That's what they told me.
Oh, okay.
Amber said, my dad got diabetes after his prostate cancer. That was in 2002. We did the same thing. I made Pillsbury sugar-free cookies for my dad on Christmas.
Because you're like trying your best, right? You just want to support what they're doing. And it's like, this company says it's sugar-free, or this company says it's marketed to diabetics. So of course, it was the same thing with like when my grandmother, who was going through Alzheimer's, needed like a nutritional shake. When we saw ones that were marketed like Boost and stuff for her, then we just bought a whole bunch, and we didn't know that like the vitamins and minerals weren't really bioavailable, and it was just junk, and we were just giving her chocolate sugar water. You know, I didn't realize that, but we were trying to support. We're just doing the best we could.
Okay, so
Joe Ray.
Let's get through a few of these before we get off. I moved it, and so Amber said I had a friend eat like 6 of those, and they didn't know they were sugar-free.
Because they totally taste like the same exact thing.
So Maitreya said, my kid loves the pina colada, and the best champion digs the berry mango is one we are waiting to try with the next order. So I had messaged her and asked her to send me a bunch of samples to hand out at Keto Palooza, but I haven't heard back from her. Shauna said we have the Jelly Belly factory. They have the sugar-free Jelly Bellies. Jelly Belly is right. Only once.
You only get a Jelly Belly? Because you're like, oh, something's going on down there. That doesn't sound right.
Okay, Caboodle Bry said, wait, what? Need to figure out the liquid sweetener.
Yeah.
So we use sucralose. I like it. I know some people don't.
We use drops.
And here's the problem.
We did 12 drops, and it was really too much.
Sweet. No, I'm not going to say that. I don't think it was 12 drops. You weren't here when I made it.
You think it was more?
I was counting 12, but at one point a bunch came out. I have a feeling I did like 16 to 18 or maybe even 20.
If you have a dropper like that, I would put
you
it in
have
something.
to do it very, very, very slow. And I was just kind of shaking. Here's what happens is people confuse sucralose, or sucralose is actually how you pronounce it, with Splenda. Because we all know Splenda is bad. Sucralose is not bad. I mean, now there are studies that say that it will affect your gut biome. However, in that study, the rats that they did the study on were not on a ketogenic diet. Okay. Also, they were feeding them ridiculous amounts. If you go to the Keto Chow website, which
we talked about it on Thursday.
I don't know if I put it in this
91
description.
Keto Chows.
For me, okay, I would have to drink 91 Keto Chows a day to get the amount that they were feeding those rats on a daily basis. So if I drank 3 Keto Chows a day, I would only be having, I think it's 1% or 1.3% of the amount that they were feeding. And that's if I drank 3 Keto Chows a day. It's actually 600 times sweeter than sugar. So you can actually Google how they make it. What it is they actually take sugar and they split it apart with chloride. So it is coming from sugar. So it is considered an artificial sweetener, but it's coming from sugar. It's not like a bunch of chemicals put together to make something sweet like aspartame or something like that. But it's 600 times as sweet as sugar. It is the one that's going to taste the closest to sugar, but 2 drops is equal to 2 teaspoons of sugar. So you need such a little amount. So when we made the pudding, we put 12 drops, it was supposed to be 12 drops. I think I was closer to like 16 to 18. And it was very sweet.
Because you were also operating a jackhammer while you were trying to like put the drops in there.
I was doing about 10 different things at once.
And that's what happened. So just do it like a little bit, and then you could always add more. But you may not like that at all, but you could add stevia, you could add monk fruit. But again, I would just like put the little drops in and then taste it and see if it's to your liking.
Yeah. Shauna says I still can't do the egg pudding. However, I did do Keto Chow chocolate peanut butter cup pudding using 8 ounces of sugar-free milk. Yum.
The egg pudding was really good, but you can't, you need to make it and then put it in the fridge. It's got to sit overnight. Because when it first is made, there's a bad sulfur smell that is really, really yucky, but it's completely gone the next morning.
Yeah. Joe Ray said, whoa, first Patreon live stream. Didn't realize what was going on until people said something in the Keto Palooza group chat.
Glad you're here, Joe Ray. Can't wait to see you.
Shauna said, here, hold my Keto Chow, hand me that mitt.
I'm afraid of them.
So Jerry said, sucralose, need to understand the sweetener. I've seen you use that, but I think you mentioned you diluted it. No, so I buy a big thing of it that bottle is going to last you a year or
more.
longer. And I told that to Rachel once. She's like, you have no idea. You don't understand me. And then she put like one time like 8 drops in her coffee and had to throw it out.
It was disgusting.
It is that. It's 600 times sweeter than sugar.
It tasted like Elf, like Will Ferrell Elf, like made my coffee.
Christopher said, I have 3 singles of Relight if anybody wants them. Pina colada, lemon lime, and unflavored.
Nice.
Yeah, or drink them. Thanks, Susan. Jerry said, I did my corned beef in an Instant Pot, added a tablespoon of liquid smoke. It was so tender and delicious.
How nice.
Renee said, gonna do the pork with
Texas 5 Spice.
Texas 5 Spice. I am not a saucy gal.
I think you are absolutely a saucy gal.
Rian said, I'm now addicted to a Porking Good nacho because of the Keto Chow storefront. I had to go buy 5 more this week.
I love like the nacho cheese flavor, and I love nachos. I'm like Autumn. I could do taco bowl every single day.
Yeah.
Every day.
Renee said, in Texas, I've grown to appreciate the sauceless meats. The meat shines in its own sauce.
So true.
So I used to way be into sauce, and now, I don't really want sauce on my ribs. I don't want sauce on my brisket.
I
do
into
like
sauce,
it on
really.
pulled pork because I'm just not a huge pulled pork fan unless there's a sauce on there. But that's about the only thing. Pork, I a lot of times want it unless it's ribs.
Amber's, your dad was a chef and loved to grill and smoke. That must have been a delicious childhood.
You don't want to see what I've been looking at lately. I found an egg. I really want one of those big ceramic eggs to do grilling.
We don't have enough grills out there.
Yeah, but you have a smoker. I don't have a grill.
Okay.
I want the ceramic egg to do grilling, to make hamburgers on, but they use that giant lump charcoal, and I got to worry about it. I found one from a company that uses pellets.
Really?
And so I want that. That's what I want.
Merry Christmas.
No, my birthday's first.
Oh, that's right.
Or I could get it for your birthday.
But I got a hot tub for my birthday.
No, we can make that your birthday present. Then I can still have a Christmas.
Make it. That's a bowling ball gift. That's like, hey, I'm on a bowling league. Here, honey, here's a bowling ball. You're not on a bowling league, but like that's okay.
Jerry said licorice flavored hot dog water.
Ew, brah. That would be like just the thought of it makes me like oh.
Blaine said, is hot dog water shelf stable?
I hope it's not. I
the things
really
that
hope
show up
it's
in our
not.
chat. Somebody actually asked today, like, oh, by the way, so let's answer this because we do get this probably once a month. Where is Rachel's wedding ring? 3 of the diamonds fell out.
Well,
so she just wears other rings.
Well,
and then the band got too big because she lost so much weight.
Well, and then it broke. The band, like it literally broke there, and it was in 2020.
And then COVID happened.
And the jeweler that made it is like not in business anymore. So I have to like go and we have to go get it fixed. But it's always like, we need a new air conditioner. So like that just takes priority.
The biggest thing is that when it all happened last year, COVID happened. And then we just forget. Like I was going to do it for her birthday and I forgot.
For a while, I remember when I first lost the weight, it would only fit on my middle finger. And I thought, that's not a social statement about our marriage.
Right.
Like, that's just all that it will fit on.
Joe Ray said, I wish I had done my corned beef in the Instant Pot. Jerry, mine was tough. Yeah, corned beef, low and slow. Just put it in an Instant Pot, put it in a crock pot all day if you have to keep adding water. And do not rinse the water. I can't stand it when people make a corned beef and then when they go to serve it, they take it out and they rinse the whole thing off. If you're going to make cabbage with the corned beef, the cabbage needs to cook. It's dirty water. Cook the cabbage in the water that the corned beef was in. Because then you get all that beef flavor into the cabbage.
I have to say, one of my favorite things since keto is when you make like ground beef that you don't have to sit there and spray it in the colander with water anymore, trying to make sure you get all of the beef.
I hope you're ready for ground beef with beef, butter, bacon, and eggs.
But remember when it was like you couldn't have any, so we were like rinsing it off, so now it tasted like nothing.
Yeah. So Renee said, I just like the fact that you can get lots of samples from Element for $5. The price of Relit is far better to get the tubs.
That's good.
Yeah, that's why I was thinking about reaching out to them because I know that I don't think they do a discount code. I think what they do is you can get for $5, you get a sample. In fact, I have it down there. I got it through Kim's link.
Okay.
So you get a bunch of samples. Yeah, Kim Howerton has a link. But you get a bunch of samples, but you have to go to like every single affiliate. So we would be another place where they can all get it for $5.
Oh, okay.
Let me open up that box as you read the last few.
See what there has.
I didn't even open the box yet.
Claire says that the citrus element kind of tastes like a margarita. Okay, I'm in for that. Shelly says, I just ordered the 8-pack element sampler that includes watermelon, only $5 shipping and handling. That's nice. Oh, there you go. And then,
but I think you can only do it.
And then Renee says, nice, Shelly.
You can only do it once with like each person who has it out there.
How much water and how long do you cook those meats in the Instapots? How much water do you put in?
See, I ordered the watermelon because I wanted to compare all the watermelons. So we got watermelon, and then of course I wanted to taste all the water. So this is what you get for $5. And again, we paid for this. They did not send this to us. I used Kim Howerton's link because Kim is awesome. And so yeah, for $5, you get this. It's like a sampler.
It's cute as it could be.
All you're paying is the shipping, and they send it to you for free.
So there's watermelon.
So if we were to get a link for everybody, then they can all get it through us. They can all get a sample. Mango
chili, lemon habanero, chocolate salt, watermelon salt, orange salt, raw unflavored. I'm gonna tell you right now, I probably won't. That won't be my favorite.
We don't use the Relight unflavored.
Raspberry salt and citrus salt.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
Exciting.
Okay, so to answer that, how much water and how long do you cook those meats in the Instapot? I usually start off with a couple of hours. So any of those meats are like the low and slow. If you're in an Instapot, you don't have to worry. You're not going to overcook it.
Yeah.
You're just not. And I mean, well, you could, but you'd really have to go a long time.
You'd have to be Rachel.
Blaine said, what PLA filament do you recommend? I buy whatever happens to be on Amazon. Honestly, we actually have a subscriber. You'll see him on a lot. His name is Luke. It shows up as L3D. That's the person to ask. He actually is very involved in the whole 3D printing. My 3D printer's been broken for about 6 weeks, and he told me what I need to do. I just have to get out there. I have to change out the screen and then change the firmware. But I fried the chip on mine, and then I got sick and never got to fix it. Renee said, when I do stuff in my crock pot, I don't add any liquid.
Interesting.
Claire said, Element is more cost effective if you order 4 boxes for the price of 3.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Jerry said, Joe Ray, 385-pound corned beef cut into 3 chunks, 3 cups of chicken broth, peppercorns from beef pack, a little garlic, 90 minutes on high pressure, 20 minutes natural release, foolproof. Perfect. Yeah, I usually do like 2 hours.
Like, I can really act a fool. Is it Rachel foolproof?
Yeah. Brian said, thank you for the coupon, by the way. I had left the tab open, and when I got up Saturday morning, Karen had already ordered it while I was feeding the pups.
How nice.
But Renee said, I love electrolytes in the freezer for a few hours to make a slushy. Now I'm addicted to it. 1/8 of a teaspoon of cayenne.
I love slushies. I even do that with my keto chow. I'll put it in the freezer. I want it to, and Joe's like, aren't you going to drink it? I'm like, not yet.
Yeah.
I need it to firm up a little.
So Brian said, was it 10 drops in your egg pudding? So I was supposed to put 12, but I'm almost positive I put a lot more than 12 because when I tasted it was like too sweet, and 12 should have been a half a cup of sugar. And
I was like, oh, it tastes pretty good. Like, you'll see in the video, I was like, it's sweet.
It's very good.
But I'm like,
but afterwards, she was like, it's a little bit sweeter than she's like, I don't want to get used to it.
Yeah. I don't want to get used to things that sweet because it's like, I will continue to up the ante, and pretty soon it'll just have to be nuclear for me to be satisfied with my sweet tooth.
Oh. So Jerry said, Joe Ray, after I reserve about half the liquid and discard the rest, I mix the shredded corned beef in with it and shredded it easily. It's tender to take out and slice.
Ooh, that sounds
it was
good.
too tender.
That sounds really good.
Caboodle said, I was curious whether I was even going to try the lemon habanero because those two just don't make sense to me.
If it comes in a sampler, I really like that. And honestly, don't you think that if you have some sort of like weirdy flavor, that you should always provide it in a sampler pack if you're a business? Because who knows, somebody may enjoy it. But a lot of times they're like, that's an a la carte item. And I feel like it should be in the sampler pack because that's going to be so strange. Even if people are even going to try it on a dare, right? If nothing else, that's the thing that you're going to make it up. And then you're going to say, okay, everybody in the house has to taste a sip.
Right. Christopher said my wedding ring has been on a keychain for 7 to 8 years.
Wow, that's fascinating.
Shauna said, I fill one of my extra keto chow. You guys are so much smarter than me.
Yeah.
Electrolyte to go bottles with liquid sucralose, and I carry it with me.
That is very smart.
Jerry said, Patty and I had our wedding rings tattooed on after 20 years.
Oh.
That's a good idea.
Hey, that's a good idea. I'd do that.
He said, I dislike any jewelry, so I've never worn a wedding ring. This is the Aura ring, and then I have my wedding ring, but I don't take it off. Rachel said I'm never allowed to take it off. So I have a callus here.
But his doesn't have anything sticking out, so
and now I've developed a callus on this side from it hitting. So I have a callus here and a callus here.
Don't be callous.
Warden says, yeah, no one knows if we're married. It's all guesses. Claire said, I get my rings from Baracle. I am fine with cubic zirconia because my rings are more about the symbolism than the stones.
If I remember, because it does really upset people, I try to remember to just put something on when we do a video because like I don't want to upset people. But and if that's an easy thing for people to make them happy. So
cool.
I have something.
Oh, so Renee said, I got another new link that has watermelon in the 8 samples. Shelly and I both have reused the links several times. Yeah, from what I understand, you're only supposed to be able to use it once. So that's awesome.
That's really good.
Renee said, I emailed the Element last week and they gave me a new link.
Yeah, share it. Blaine's like, yes, please get the link.
Warden said, yes, even Kim's like, I've used 3 times. Same email. They don't care if you reuse the links.
I love that.
That's really cool. He said, I usually cook large cuts of meat in an Instant Pot for 90 minutes with a no pressure release. Yeah, so Renee said NPR, listening to that helps with cooking.
I love NPR. I used to just drive, whenever I had like a long commute, NPR is the best. Fresh air. I love that.
Okay, so Brian said it's almost time for Sweaty Balls.
Sweaty Balls.
NPR FTW.
Isn't that the best like Saturday Night Live skit?
Bacon Renee said, I think someone has a crush on Rachel.
Oh, Blaine says, did you give the birthday spanking, Joe? I did not get a birthday spanking. Got out of the spanking. I was like, you just have to be like, I will use.
Well, we're going to get in the hot tub. Maybe you're going to get it now.
My Israeli jujitsu. Like, I'm going to study some of the moves on YouTube and like, you better not be coming at me for the birthday spanking.
Okay, we are going to get off.
Did anybody have any more questions? Just want to make sure that like we answer any questions you have. Saturday Night Live, yes. I also liked the Will Ferrell skit that he does where he's like starting a winery on his own and his father is like, you are not part of this family to like make your own wine. That's a great skit too.
Okay, we're gonna get off. Thank you guys so much. I know this was a long live stream, but we enjoy hanging out with you guys.
Yes, thank you.
For those of you who are going to Ketopalooza, we wait to see you next week.
We can't to
but
you.
Most importantly, thank you so much for supporting us.
Yes.
We really, really appreciate everything.
We really do, and you guys are making the difference in the lives of so many. And thank you for also not just being here as a Patreon, but also being involved in chats and in the family group and whenever we're in a live or we're in a premiere, you're there to just encourage people and it makes a huge